So with the restaurants, it was different for so many different places. Like we went out and we went to 50 different restaurants and talked to everyone. And what's cool about Smallhold is everyone wants the mini farm, but a lot of the time they can't really fit it. And so it's not like you could put it everywhere. But when we were bringing in samples, it was extremely rewarding because people would, cook amazing dishes, serve it to us, serve it to our friends, take photos of it. It was just really a lot of fun. Still is. People still do that. But the first customer we ever had was Bunker Vietnamese. They are a Vietnamese restaurant in Bushwick. They're amazing. They let us grow our first version of the mini farm in their basement. There's no photos of that online because it looked insane, but they ended up showing that to one of the managers at one of the Whole Foods stores. And that person was like, I want this at Whole Foods. Like, let's get this in Whole Foods. And then leadership kind of caught on to it. It was just very much this kind of like network effect. Angela Di Mayuga was a chef at Mission Chinese in the city, which is, they have one in San Francisco, but they in New York as well. She moved on. She worked with the Standard and helped us get in there as well. And she's consulting on a bunch of really cool stuff. She just released a book for anyone that's interested about Filipino cooking. And but she's been a believer. She's kind of been part of our community and just like really been supportive in the beginning. I'm sure someone could find it. Like in the beginning, she had like she was really good at social media, and like Audi asked her to do an ad, and she was like, I'm going to rent this red Audi and drive it over to Bushwick and like get mushrooms from my mushroom friends. And anyway, like we just we're just friends with people and just sort of like continued to build on that. But the mini farms are in all sorts of different places. Like we have a standardized unit that's most of the places. And so this has like a nice, crazy aluminum facade, these beautiful glass windows that you can see in and see all of the mushrooms growing right there. It fogs up from time to time when it's going through the humidification cycle. It does all of this kind of cool stuff, but that unit is about 4 feet by 2 feet and then about 6 feet tall. So it's like it looks like kind of like a refrigerator, but sort of space age aesthetic. There's other places that have gotten us to do custom installations. And so if you go to Meisanyaki in Brooklyn or the Standard Hotels in the East Village, they have these wood-clad units that are hung above the bars. They're really cool. Like they like harvest the mushrooms and put them on skewers and do all this cool stuff for people. Those are custom. We don't put those out too much. It's just kind of for the right customers. So if people are listening and they want a custom mini farm, we're happy to talk to them. But we really try to get people to put in the more standardized unit because it's a little easier for everyone basically, and then it's all a standalone unit. You can just roll that thing and plug it in, and then it's running. Other kinds of installations require remote compressors, and there's refrigeration in it, and so it's not the most simple thing to install into a space.